this modern era, we find ourselves what we feed the mind, the soul, and the body are the stuff that we are consciously aware of. In view of that, in our journey of self-discovery, one thing that we must take note of is what we feed the mind with. Yeah, in this video, we primarily focus on 4 books that actually changed my life, and I'll be glad to share with you these amazing 4 books. So, if it's your first time hitting this channel, kindly subscribe to my channel and like this video. Yes, so in no order of importance, I'll begin with this book, The Power of Positive Thinking. Personally, I would advise you begin with a spiritual book. That way, it helps you to equip yourself spiritually. It helps you to build that spiritual foundation. And this book is no exception. I really entreat you to get this book. This book was written by Vincent Nomalpil, an American minister. He used biblical approach and visualization to illustrate how you can cultivate the habit of believing in yourself and having a little faith in God. And one thing too that I love about this book is affirmation. You see, he was categorically clear with one Bible verse. That's Philippians 4:13, which says, "You can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you." So, with the power of positive thinking, it can help you develop that optimistic attitude. Yeah. So, once you are done with you equipping yourself spiritually, you having that spiritual background, you can further move on to the second book, which is No Excuses. Yes. Personally, I've read this book thrice. Yes, 3 times. And I really love this book. Anytime I read this book, I'm able to set new goals, new achievable and practical goals. One thing I love about this book is it helps you to develop the habit of self-discipline. And when you start reading this book, it tells you something. It tells you thousands of people are in worse condition than you are, but they are able to achieve remarkably stuffs that they never thought they could. So what's your excuse? You get it? This book primarily also helps you to what? Set goals, then set deadlines towards it. And when you set the goals and you set the deadline, it doesn't end there. It also forces you to sit your ass down, write down the goals in present tense, and you set systems, you set things that will help you achieve that goal. So practically what I did was during my undergrad time and level 3, and when I realized like I had a CGPA of around 3.4, 3.5. Yes, this CGPA. What I did was, okay, so how can I end up with a good second class or a first class? So what I did was, okay, I have to make sure I have a personal timetable going forward. That's level 400. I have to make sure I don't miss lectures. I have to make sure I cultivate or make time for library sections. So that's what I did. Anytime, every day, I try to make sure that I have 1 hour or 2 hours dedicated for library section. And I also had personal timetable that I make sure that I follow or which were in line with the courses system that I set, and with these deadlines that I set, I was able to achieve this goal perfectly. So you can incorporate that to talk about personal goals and your overall happiness. You can incorporate that in your business, work, or even relationship. Yes. So I really recommend this book. Yeah. So help you cultivate the habit of self-discipline. And the third on my list is Atomic Habit. I'm sure you've really heard about this book. I don't know whether you've read it or not, but this book, I tell you, this is my second time reading this book, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm so intentional about reading right now, to the extent that the first time that I was reading this book, it was actually a soft copy, but now you can tell that I've able to develop the habit of reading, that I'm even able to get a hard copy of this book. Yes, so this book is quite similar to No Excuses, in the sense that both books help you to create system, set goals, and you will be intentional about. But one thing about Atomic Habit is this. You see, it has stages. It has 4 stages. Well, let me put it in 4 laws. It has cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. So one thing that you come across is, before you develop the habit, it's a gradual process. That's what you have to understand. It's a gradual process. You have to make sure that that habit that you tend to cultivate, you have to it has to become obvious. Yeah, it has to become obvious. Then secondly, you move to the craving. That's it has to become attractive. Then it moves to the third aspect, which the response has to be, you have to make it easy. And lastly, you have to make it satisfying. So this book fundamentally focus on how you can build a good habit in 4 stages. That's what I mentioned earlier. So once you are able to create that system, once you are able to move from one step to the another, it helps you to develop that habit gradually and intentionally. And by the time you realize it has become part of you, it doesn't also end there. It also helps you to stop certain habits. So let me give you a practical example of the first one that I talked about. So let's say you want to lose weight. What do you have to do? Okay, so you have to be intentional about the things that you do. Okay, so I want to lose weight. You have to be mindful of your diet. You have to start exercising. You have to start running. You have to hit the gym. So you have to create that obvious reaction by yourself. Then you develop it by making it attractive. So what's something that I do is when I hit the gym, I listen to music. So the music will, in a way, serve as a positive feedback that will help you to what? Enjoy the habit of exercising or gymming. That's you lifting the weights to gain the muscles. Yeah, so like that's what I'm doing here. Do you get it? Similarly, like reading, one thing that I also enjoy is taking in juice. So if I want to read for a very long time, I just place a juice at my side, then I read. So like that's what I'm doing here that you can see. So like I just place the juice there, then I keep on reading, I keep on reading. So I make the thing look so easy. And by the time you are done reading, the thing becomes so satisfying. So moving on to the fourth book, that's Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is also one of the famous books that helps you to cultivate the habit of financial literacy. It helps you to build that financial independence. What I love about this book is how it talks about assets and liability. We all know what assets are. Assets are things that brings money into your pocket, and liability are basically things that takes money out of your pocket. So he talked about how you can build the habit of gaining money or improving your financial aspect of your life. That's investing in real estate, investing in things that bring you money. So example is what I mentioned, like real estate, you building your own personal business and you letting money work for you. So let me give you a practical example. Let's say you have a mobile phone. This mobile phone can serve as a tool that can be an asset at the same time liability. With that, this mobile phone, or let me say laptop, is something that you do your editing, your graphic designing, you use it to do online business. It's something that brings you money into your pocket. Or it can also serve as a liability in the sense that how maybe you solely use it for playing video games that doesn't earn you money. Of course, we have certain video games that earns you money that will fall under the asset category. But let's say you just use it for mindless conversation, you're talking on phone, spending time with things that they are not productive. It's actually taking your time. It literally like moves you away from doing something that can gain you money. You get it? Yes. So that's it for today's video. Kindly like this video and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.